and that update promises better, more efficient IBIS. Hi guys, my name is Matti Sulanto and I'm a photographer, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can use the Ricoh GR3 and 3X in-camera color profiles for your raw pictures in Adobe Lightroom. But before I go into that, I'd like to share some of my thoughts on the latest firmware updates for these cameras. Ricoh has already released 2 firmware updates for both of these cameras in 2023, and we are only towards the end of February. Firmware updates are great because they make our cameras better for free. The first update came in January 19th, and both cameras got a new color profile called negative film. And the next update came about a month later on February 17th, and that update promises better, more efficient IBIS. I think both updates are nice, even though nothing really super exciting or significant, but new color profile is always nice, and more efficient IBIS is even better. And I, of course, updated my cameras as soon as I saw the update is available, and I was a bit hasty. I should have made a proper IBIS comparison before and after the update, but I kind of forgot to do that because I was so excited to update the cameras. However, I shot some really quick test pictures in my kitchen before I updated the camera. I used half a second exposure time on both cameras and I shot handheld, and all pictures were more or less shaky. And after the update I shot another short quick series of pictures at the same half a second exposure handheld, and all the pictures were pretty much not shaky and tack sharp. So based on that very hasty, non-scientific, non-conclusive comparison, I'd say the IBIS has been improved. However, I'd like to hear your opinion. Have you noticed any improvement with the IBIS after you updated to the latest firmware update? Let me hear in the comments down below. Let me remind you of the workshop I'm organizing in Helsinki, Finland in August 2023 with my good friend Peter Forsgård. The workshop is all about storytelling with multiple pictures, and I guarantee you, you're gonna be a better photographer after the workshop. Please do check out all the details in the link down below and sign up as soon as possible. We'd love to see you in Helsinki in August 2023. Anyway, back to the Ricoh in-camera color profiles. I really like them. The new negative film is probably not my favorite. I prefer the positive film because I'm a positive person. But also the negative film is quite nice. I've used it recently and tried to get kind of the feel of it. But it's been a bit of a bummer to me because I always shoot RAW, and Lightroom has not supported these in-camera color profiles. But not so long ago Adobe released an update, Lightroom update, and now Lightroom supports 6 Ricoh in-camera color profiles. And here's how you can take advantage of those in-camera color profiles if you prefer to shoot RAW like I do. Alright, this is what you need to do. I wrote it down so I remember to say everything because I don't have Lightroom open here in this park. Anyway, first you import your pictures, of course, and then you open the develop module in Lightroom and open the basic settings panel, and there you see in the upper right corner you see 4 little squares, and you click there and the color profile menu pops out, and there you select camera matching profiles, and you can see all 6 Ricoh GR profiles that are supported by Lightroom, and then you choose whatever profile you want to use, and it does not matter which profile you used when you took your RAW picture. You can select whatever there's a cat here, it startled me. It doesn't matter which profile you used when you took the picture. If you shot RAW, you can select whatever you see in Lightroom and use that. And you can use these as they are, or you can use them as a starting point for your raw processing. You can also create a default setting for your camera so that every time you import your raw pictures into Lightroom, Adobe or Lightroom will apply the same profile you used in your camera when you took the picture. First you go into Lightroom settings and select presets. And then you choose global camera settings and check override global settings for specific camera. Then in the pop-up menu you select your camera, whether it's the GR3 or 3X, and then choose default camera settings, and you're done. However, I could not make this work for my Ricoh GR3 or 3X cameras, and I'd like to know if you can make it work, if I did something wrong or if there's a bug in Lightroom. It works for my other cameras, for my Sony a7 IV, for my Fuji and all other cameras that I have, it works. But I could not make it work for my Ricoh GR3 and 3X cameras. So please let me know in the comments down below if you could make the default setting work. That's all I have for you today. I hope this was useful and helpful, and if it was, please consider buying me a cup of coffee. There's a link down below if you don't live in Finland. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll definitely see you in the next video.